family, and welcome to Q4 Radio's Black History Month series. We are here live in the studio, and today we have the amazing Wendy Indy, and she's going to be going over Black Girl history. Now, listen, we all know Black Girl magic is the theme because Black women, we are powerful, we are strong, we are leaders, we are warriors, we are teachers, we feed the kids, we clothe the kids, and we take care of the man. Black women, I salute you today. And I hope that you feel celebrated as we go over this Black girl history. Now, Wendy Indy is an amazing hip hop violinist who has changed the city of Chicago from working with the youth on the west side where she grew up. And you know what? It was the west side where she fell in love with classical music. Can you believe that? They say that our neighborhoods are underprivileged and underfunded, but some of us, we rise from the trenches. Wendy started practicing violin when she was younger in school, and then she eventually went on to start teaching children violin. Wendy has done so many performances, from performing for the mayor to doing nonprofit events. She is absolutely amazing and loves to donate her time back to the youth. She loves to give back to the community. She is absolutely everything, y'all. She is the epitome of what we would call a strong Black girl operating in her Black girl magic. Now, listen, let me tell y'all something I was thinking about earlier. We're Black girls and we have magic, but it's the divine alignment that we operate in that's so magical. That's what it is. It's the authenticity from our nappy hair to our chocolate skin and the curves that fit our body. We are ourselves uniquely. Everyone made and shaped different, but all have the same core values that build us up and make us strong Black women. Now, we love all our sisters, not just Black women, but tonight we're about to get ready and celebrate the histories of Black girls and our magic with the Wendy Indy, the hip hop violinist. Wendy, you ready for us, girl?
Yeah, bring it on.
Let's get this party started, y'all. Get the wine, call your girls, tell them the stream is on.
Awesome. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl, Wendy Indy, here with Q Radio. I'm definitely am interested in diving into tonight to get into Black girl history. So, what does that mean? Well, we already know that not only do we have history behind Black women, but we also have so many achievements that we can highlight not only for the month of February, but all year long. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that there's a few different people that you may know or you may not know who definitely have been given represented and letting people know what they've been doing. For example, I have Deborah Lee. Deborah Lee served in various C-suite roles at BET Networks. Deborah Lee used to be the CEO of BET. It was in 1995, she was appointed as the media company's president and chief operating officer before being promoted to president and chief executive officer in 2005. The next year, she was tapped to serve as chairman and CEO and held that position until 2018. So Deborah Lee is a very important figure, I believe, that should be highlighted, especially when it comes to her achievement in management positions and also administrative positions. I mean, like, I would love the opportunity to perform at BET, and I'm sure there's a lot of artists here in Chicago that would as well. But to highlight her, I believe it's important that we know that Black women are capable of holding those roles where they're being in a very administrative or chief operating officer role as well. So, I do want to show you guys a picture. I do want to show you guys a picture of who Deborah Lee is in case you guys have ever seen a picture of her or know who she is. You can watch different type of media where she will be in like in the background. You may not notice that's who she is, but Deborah Lee have a lot of cool things going. And I actually do want to mention that some new things she got going on. All right. So Back to the other information about her new things she have going on. Outside of BET, she also joined the board of P&G. And I don't know if you guys know what P&G is, but they own like toothpaste and a lot of different other like items that you use on a daily basis. They're called Procter and Gamble, and she serves on the board there. She also sits on the board of Marriott International, Burberry Group, AT&T, the Brown University, and Harvard Law School graduate. So I think that's really awesome, and I think it's important to highlight it. I'm definitely gonna get into some performances that I have in store for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and checking out about Black Girl History. I also want to mention that Deborah Lee served as a director at Revlon, the makeup brand. She also served as a director at Twitter. And I mean, when you guys hear my song later, I'm obsessed with Twitter. I love social media. I love Instagram. I love Facebook. I'm really just excited about reaching out to people from your phone. That's something I definitely spend a lot of time doing. So the fact that she served as director on Twitter, I like to say, in my opinion, Deborah's pretty hip, okay? Because she had BT, Twitter. I mean, I know she's in her 60s, but I just have to highlight the fact that she pretty much know what's going on. In case you guys don't know, I'm a millennial, which kind of gives me a different insight. My mom is actually 67 years old, so I guess I could have a good understanding of what that looks like when it comes to being really hip. But Deborah got going on, and I only aspire to be similar to her. All right, so glory to God. I do want to get into a song, a performance that I have. This song is actually going to be a cover is by one of my favorite artists. Um, she goes by the name of Jill Scott, and she has a really great vocal tone and very smooth and angelic tone to her voice that I love to hear. Um, she also is about women empowerment as well and being proud. And that's one thing. That's one reason why I would like to highlight Jill Scott music in this Black girl's history. So, if you guys go ahead and check this out, we'll get right into it. Let me grab my violin. All right, and here we go. Jill Scott. Let's dive into some. Let's dive into some more photos of Deborah Lee. I think it's really amazing to visualize Black women in settings where we're not just like wondering. I think a lot of times in different communities, people are actually looked at as like real people, and I think
This
it's
is the
important
checkers
to
game where grandson.
notice that people in these who have very successful careers and things like that are regular day people just like you and me. So um, here I have photo of her and her son and her daughter, which I think is really beautiful as well. Um, Also, I have Cicely Tyson on here as well. So, and I want to definitely dive into that. So, listen up, okay? So, rest in peace, Cicely Tyson, who definitely is a force to reckon with. I've grown up seeing her on TV tons of times. Okay, I love all the performances that she's had, and I think that as a millennial, I may have not have noticed how much she influenced my life. So I definitely wanted to give her, put her on this list of Black girl history, so we can dive into what was it that made her so memorable. Now, personally, I like to mention how she had a very really good acting roles. She will also have been in Tyler Perry films as well. And, for example, if you guys ever seen this movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, um, where she played as well. So I definitely would like for you guys to definitely look into her and discover what other things that she also had done acted very well in. Um, she definitely was a fashion model as well. Every time I've seen her perform, it's like she will embody the character that she had, and a lot of times I think it's important for not only like just like musicians, but like actors, actresses, but artists, people who creative, having a choice in like what they decide to work on. And Cicely Tyson was memorable for playing roles that she only felt she can relate to in some way. So I think that's also very admirable about her, and how she shattered so many stereotypes as well. Unfortunately, she did pass recently at the age of 96. Um, so I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have been more inclined into like wanting to discover more about her, and discover more about her early times as well. For example, this is a photo from one of her earlier works. So definitely check her out. She played in the movie Sounder, the 1972 movie on Century Fox, where she found what she was looking for, a leading role with dignity. And she played a Louisiana sharecropper's wife who had to raise and tend to the farm while her husband was in prison for stealing food for his children, to feed his children. And this is what the movie was about. And she played the mother, and she felt like that leader role she had was dignity. So I think it's important to highlight different women who have, I don't want to say pride, but who have a really great residence for what they do, and definitely want to leave impressions on their audience and their intended audience. So then they will have role models. Okay. Um, so yeah, a very beautiful woman. Um, Definitely always. I mean, I believe that I like to say I always seen her smiling. I actually read on an interview that she says she smiles when she's happy, and she's not smiling. She's not smiling. 'Cause I believe she was asked about why she always smiling in white people's face. She said, I smile when I'm happy, and if I'm not smiling, I'm not smiling. So I think that was very nice and good to hear, because I definitely believe in, like, showing your light, sharing your light, and definitely being very happy. You know, so I love her smile. Very beautiful woman. Very amazing actress, and may she rest in peace. I definitely want to get into another song. Another song that I have is a song I actually made. It's called Chicago Groove. And this song was a beat that I made some time ago, but it was over the pandemic. So I mean, I know we're still in the pandemic, and also my heart go out to people who are still suffering from the pandemic, as well as people who may have lost loved ones as well. So my heart goes out for everyone that is struggling right now, because this isn't an easy time. I have to admit, it's not easy for me either. But we're getting through it, and we're getting through it together. So I think that's the important part to highlight too. Um, this song I made during the pandemic, when we were hunkering down last year in 2020, and I pretty much made this out of just what else am I going to do in my room? Because I don't know about you guys, but it seemed like one week we were quarantining, like, I mean, like, as far as like the world, it seemed like everyone was in lockdown. So I had plenty of time to learn how to use some new equipment. I'm sure many of you probably picked up some hobbies as well, and as well as become more creative and just let my mind explore. So this is one song that I made. It's called Chicago Groove. It's an original by me. So definitely check it out. So we gotta bring that back. um, Definitely, Chicago Groove. I think it's a song that would be great for Chicago in general. Like, Chicago is where I'm from, born and raised, and it's exactly where I feel like I can. I was grateful enough to start my roots in. So, house music will always be Chicago music in my eyes. So I definitely want to make this house song in reference to just being a Chicagoan. I also kind of wrote some words to it, so I'm gonna sing it for you guys in a little bit. I'm going home. I'm going Chi-Town So that's that song Chicago Groove. I definitely want you guys to hear that. I will be releasing that sometime this year. Definitely thinking about remixing it a little bit before I release it. But you guys let me know what you think. Definitely also want to say thank you Q4 Radio for having me here. Um, so grateful to be at not only like to be able to stream, but also stream with this quality. So if you guys like what you see, definitely go follow Q4 Radio. They're streaming on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check it out. So the next artist or the next person I'm gonna get into is Corin Hawthorne, and she has this song out that's like literally one of my favorite songs, but she's also an incredibly dope artist. Not to be any bias or anything, but she has a gospel song out called Speak to Me. And I think it's really amazing how she captured the gospel element of making music for God and also capture the relationship that she has with a partner. So she's a really dope creative, done a lot of cool things. Her song actually made it to the Billboard #1 on the gospel charts. It's been #1 for quite a while. Um, so I think that she's a person to notice and a person to realize like she's not um she's not doing this for a short time, you know? So I definitely kudos go out to her for all the work that she's put into it and all the people that she's met along the way as well. I definitely want to give you guys a few facts about her and the fact that she's from LA as well, and she's really she goes by like a contemporary Christian music and gospel singer, and she also was a finalist on The Voice on the season 8. At the age of 17, she made it to Pharrell Williams' team, which is really cool. Um, she's also 23 years old, so she's close around the millennial age. And like I mentioned before, she somehow captures gospel music and then have an R&B element. And I think that's really cool and that's really different. Um, and I think I really encourage her on her journey and where she's going, um, in her music, making it there as well. Because I think that the music sometimes helps carry the message as well, really nicely when it comes to different audiences. So definitely check her out. Again, her name is Corin Hawthorne. That's Koryn, and then Hawthorne Hawthorne. Um, Definitely a force to be reckoned with. Um, she also have another song called "Won't He Do It?" It's a very popular song. I believe a lot of people know. Um, I, for one, have heard her song and didn't necessarily know that was her who was singing that song. Um, so I definitely want you guys to watch out for her and know that she's another black girl who history is important as well. I feel like, especially with the gospel scene, there's come a time where I think it would be really helpful to see more black women, in the pulpit, singing as well and having their songs, and I love it. So this is actually what her song sounds like. So I'm not sure if you guys heard this before, but it's a really cool song that I definitely encourage you guys to listen to more. yeah, that's won't he do it. That's the instrumental. I definitely freestyled over it a little bit, but you guys definitely got the hook and definitely got the chorus. So I'm really happy that you guys are here and tuning in with us at Q4 Radio with Wendy Indy. Um, Definitely gonna keep it rocking and keep it rolling. Um, so Viola Davis. Viola Davis is amazing actress, and not to compare artists, because I for one don't necessarily like to compare art as much, but I don't like to compare black women. I think that it's important for black women to hold their own talent in their own respect. Um, so Viola Davis though is a person who won so many, so many achievements, so many things, and um, I think it's important to highlight that she's had Emmys. She had Oscars. I think I saw in one interview where she actually called herself. Well, no, she said people call her a Black Meryl Sheep, and I don't know if you guys know who that is, but that's another amazing actress as well. Um, that she says she gets compared to a lot as far as her achievements goes. So Viola Davis is a woman who is from South Carolina, and she's an American actress and producer, having won an Academy Award, a Primetime Emmy, and two Tony Awards. She is the first African American to achieve the Triple Crown of acting. Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2012 and in 2017. Viola Davis definitely is a woman who deserves to have her story talked about and her story read. Um, for example, she has said that her entire life has been a protest, um, especially with what things have happened recently in 2020 with George Floyd. She definitely is not afraid to tell people that she's had a lot going on. Um, in her words, um, in her own words, she says that she says this was our civil rights movement, and we were sidelined because of health issues. We felt isolated from the movement, and I can definitely express that. Given 2020 was a very rough year, there was like a lot of angles that was a lot of pressure when it comes to not only just politics but also just being safe and trying to be cautious at the same time and not necessarily knowing when are you still safe. You know, after you take off the mask, are you still safe? So it's important to highlight that as well as we have art, which is beautiful. We also have important stories to tell and important people to highlight who deserve to have their story told as well. Um, so I definitely want you guys to know more about Black girl history and also know more about the different artists and the different women who have so many achievements and have told so many interesting work through their work. Um, Also, unfortunately, in 2020, we lost a sister, Breonna Taylor, and I think it's important to talk about her story as well and talk about her history because I think it's important to recognize that when we have these very unfortunate events when it comes to being in different environments that may be targeting different cultures and also black people as well, that it's important to highlight that, you know, everyone has a story, you know, so whether or not that story ends tragically, Breonna Taylor was also a really great person, and she was an EMT worker, and she also wanted to have children one day, and she also was born in she was actually a Kentucky EMT worker, and she was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and she graduated from high school, went to study at the University of Kentucky. She worked at two hospitals as well, and her parents are very proud of her career path. Um, so I think it's important to highlight that her story matters as much as anyone's story, and it's important that more people know about how Breonna Taylor was a person who was serving as an EMT worker and helping people in basic in distress and rescuing people. And unfortunately, she was shot and killed in her home during a raid. Um, so I think it's unfortunate, and may she rest in peace. What happened to her, and her story will always be told. And it's important that people know about her and know her story. So definitely check more information out about Breonna Taylor, and if you're interested in helping, definitely reach out and become active. Become active in your community, and figuring out how you can be more involved. Um, so yeah, I do want to go into another song that I have. This song is also an original song. It's one of my favorite songs. It's actually my only song that's out right now. It's called "Takes Time," and "Takes Time" is a pretty funny song to me sometimes because I'm rapping, and I don't always rap, but when I do, I go crazy. So it's important, I think, for you guys to see me in a different element, as well as I appreciate just being able to use my voice and share my music, as well as to carry what comes with it. So yeah, let's definitely get into it. I'm gonna play you guys "Takes Time" instrumental. Also, I'm going to play the violin. So let's rock out. And here we go. Wendy, Wendy, Wendy on the beat. Wendy, Wendy, hey girl. Look, I'ma take my time cause my mama said so. She said sometimes it be like I'm in a rush. I'm gonna talk normally, don't try to stumble. But sometimes it's hard to be humble. I try to keep it going, I try to keep the beat. Oh yeah, that was Lisa on my Twitter feed. I try to keep it flowing, I try to help it grow. Black Twitter, we're on there, $1,000,000 posts. No tripping over words, we walking. Yeah, we walking to the herd, talking. Yeah, we talking in the word. I keep on going, I keep on flowing. I keep on going off the dome, and I be showing. I keep on going, I keep on flowing. I keep on shining with the brightness, and you can't ignore it. I'ma put my violin on top of this word. I'ma play my violin on top of this word. I'ma put my violin on top of this. Okay. I'ma put my violin on top of this. I'ma put my violin on top of this. I'ma play okay. I'ma put my violin on top of this. Hey. Oh. Hey. definitely find that on YouTube too. So yeah, that takes time. I also want to get into talking about the inauguration as far as like Black girl history. Wow. Let's talk about Amanda. And let's talk about what she did in speaking at the inauguration. At 22, Gorman became the youngest known inaugural poet when she performed on Wednesday. It's just another first she can add to her list. Having been named first national youth poet, Laquette is 2017 in 2017, I mean, wow, student at Harvard. So she also attended Harvard as well. Um, and in her poem, if you guys heard, she says she wants to run for president. And I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see a first black woman president. I mean, I'm happy with seeing the vice president, but the president being a black woman is really awesome too. Apparently, Amanda already has a vote. Hillary Clinton tweeted that she already has her vote, which I think is really cool. So definitely looking forward to seeing more work and more things from Amanda and what that involves. I also do want to mention that she has a child book. I'm gonna pull up for you guys right now. Um, she has a child book that is coming out called Change Scenes. You can pre-order it, and definitely go get it. It also became number one on Amazon. The like the very same, almost the same day, instantaneously, but definitely the next day after her speech at their inauguration. So it's definitely something you will want to get to support another black girl. Um, and yeah, her story is beautiful. So definitely um, make an effort to check out her book and as well as to hopefully, give your vote to her. She says she wants to run in 2036 for president. So I definitely will look forward to seeing um, her journey and seeing her career grow. Um, she's also from Los Angeles. Like I mentioned before, she went to Harvard and yeah, she has this book called Change Things. So definitely check out her book. Again, just to mention, she became the first person to be named National Youth Poet at Louette. Um, and she published the poetry book, The One for Whom Food is Not Enough, in 2015. Definitely something to go read and something to go discover. Um, I also want to mention how she's the sixth poet to be at the inauguration. Okay, the youngest poet ever, the sixth poet, and the name of her poem that she had was called "The Hill We Climb." So definitely check her out, and definitely check out that poem. So I definitely want to thank you guys so much for having me here and perform for you guys as well as share some black girl history. I think it's important that we highlight different black women who are making so many achievements and also who may not be with us and has left such an impact on us that we are so blessed to know about them and know more of their story and to be able to share their story with others. All right. So again, my name is Wendy Indy, and I definitely am gonna have more music on the way. Chicago Groove will be dropping soon. Thank you again, Q4 Radio, for having me here in this space, as well as prepping me and bringing it all together. I also want to reach back at home and tell you guys that you know there's a snow going outside in Chicago, but I definitely want you guys to know that stay warm and like keep your heart warm and always acknowledge God and go forth in having a great day and He'll set your path straight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and hopefully I'll get to see you guys very soon. Again, this is Wendy Indy at Q4 Radio and this was Black Girl History and you continue having a great night. Thank you.